Vlog time, people. Back on the bank. It's Sunday evening. I should imagine it's about 6 o'clock, half 6. I've got here. The other lakes are still packed. There's hardly anybody on Redhouse at all. There's me, there's a lad opposite, there's another lad a little bit further up, and then another lad, that's 3, bloke at the top 4, someone on the island 5, and me 6, that's it. That's all that's on here. And I spoke to a bloke earlier on and he says I don't think Cope's been out, so but I know that a couple of lads up there had some out. In fact, I think Dean John Smith, his name is, he had a couple of fish out. So he's done really well there, because I think they're his first ones out of here, so nice one, brother. So I've had a good walk round. I've not seen anything. The only place I've seen fish, well, thought I've seen fish, the peg that I was in last time, is down this right hand side here. When I was walking round, there's a couple fishing over there. They're on another lake there. I saw fish down here, down this side. They're definitely fish, but there's up in the top layers. So whether they're tench or not, I don't know, I'm not sure. But you do get quite a few little carp congregating down there, because I've seen them that many times when I'm fishing the other peg. But it looks bang on for it. It does. I mean, there's a nice wind on, the temperature's dropped, there's a breeze. I don't see no reason why they won't want to feed. So rod wise, I've got the right rod and the middle rod are straight back out there on the spot that I was fishing before. There they are, 63 yards, and there's a bit of gravel. One's on a bit of gravel and one's on a bit of silt, harder silt though. And then the left hand rod here is on a zig. I've got a zig about, oh, I don't know, just trying to think, it's about 3.5 foot, 4 foot under the top layers, so it's about 3.5 foot down, 4 foot down. I've put adjustable zig out there, and what I've done is the other two, there's probably about, the right rod and the middle rod, there's probably about 2 foot between them, and then the left hand rod that's got the zig in, I've put that about another 4 foot away. I've left that off to the left so they don't interfere with the other rods. But I've left the zig on because I thought to myself, you know, leave it out there and see what happens. You know, I can always switch and swap about or move if I need to move tomorrow. But I've come in this peg because I haven't really seen anything to go on apart from them fish down that side. So I've got everything clipped up, got spod rod clipped up, marker rod if I need to put it out there again. And them rods are all sorted. My pods, I'm not quite happy with my pod though, it's slanting a little bit, but I don't think there's much I can do about it. At the end of the day, it's not going to affect my fishing, is it? So I've got a nice big bucket of mix made up. So yeah, alright, I'm going to sod off for now, because I'm going to get something to eat and a can of beer. So yeah, back on the bank, buzzing, people. But I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to put a bit of bait out later, but not a lot. Don't think anyone's been in this peg over the weekend, so I did put a fair bit of bait in last week, so that's what's made me come back in here. I think what I'll do is I'll wait till a bit later on, and then I'll put about 10 spods out. I think probably 12 spods, 6 spods over, 4 spods over each rod. That should do it, and then I'll leave that then, see what happens. Right, just catch you in a bit, people. Adios, amigos. Morning, people. It's about 4:15 in the morning. Monday morning, nothing's happened. I had a liner last night on the right hand rod, but since then nothing. Yeah, I've still not seen anything. I've not seen any fish. Not heard anything either. So, and it's really overcast today. I've had some rain through the night. It's windy. It looks bang on for it, so so I shall stay put where I am in this peg unless I see anything else to go on. Then I might as well just stay put, I think. So yeah. Right. Shall catch up with you in a bit, people. Adios, amigos. Update, people. The wind has got right up over these last few hours, and I've just spotted one. Just seen one stick itself out right on my baited, just off of my baited area, just here. Just seen it a minute ago. Just come out. Just spotted it. So I've made the right decision, thank God. I've just got to sit tight now. Them rods are stopping out now till later on. Normally I fetch them in about 2 o'clock and redo them, but I'm going to leave them out longer. I'm going to leave them out till tea time, I think. Or even longer, see what happens. But I've had a couple of liners this morning, so they're in the area. I've made the right decision, so I'm buzzing with that. Right, I shall catch you in a bit, people. So I've got a few bits and bobs to do. Right, people, hope you can hear me. I'm just going to quickly show you my zig setup. Alright. So, basically, got the main line, and on the main line I've got a boom, a weed boom. I leave this on all the time because it's easier to cast. And basically I've got my lead on there which attaches to the bottom, similar to a marker float setup. and there's my lead attached there. That runs up and down the line freely, like that. And then below that I've got a zig float with the main line running right the way through it to a swivel, and the swivel is inside there. Then it's got like a special collar on it that pushes back into the zig float. I hope you can see that. Pushes back into the zig float. Then I've got an overhand loop knot with my hook length tied to it, and then I've got a special rubber sleeve that pushes over, can you see, which is there to stop any line twist. I'll push that back up, and then my hook length, I've got a 3-foot hook length just to make sure that it's out the way of the float. And I've got a size 8 mixer hook, a Fox black zig float liner, and a piece of black foam. I hope the camera's picking that up. You see that? And that's a piece of fluorocarbon, that is. That's Fox Illusion in 12 pound. And it sits perfectly fine in the water, that does. And then basically all you've got to do is cast that out, clip it up, cast it out, hit the clip on a tight line, let it hit the bottom, and then obviously settle it down on your pod or sticks, whatever you've got. And then all you've got to do then is loosen your clutch up and count from your reel a foot, and then that way you know that that zig float is a foot off of where that lead is on the bottom. So obviously how many feet you let out determines how many feet up you come in the water. That's one way of doing it. And then the other way of doing it is casting it out on a tight line, settling it down onto your bank sticks or your pod or whatever, and then basically letting the line out till this zig float hits the surface. You'll see this hit the surface, and you'll see that pop up as well. Once you see that hit the surface, then you need to tighten up again on your spool until that disappears under the water. And that, once that disappears underneath the water, then obviously you do a foot off your reel, then you know that your 3 foot hook length there, yeah, it's gone under the water. So you reel down till that's disappeared, and then that way all you're doing then is peeling the line off. So every foot that you peel off of the reel, you know you're going down a foot deeper in the water, so you can determine how low below the surface of the water you can have this zig. So like I say, there's 2 ways of doing it. You can either do it from the bottom or from the surface. And then on the side of this zig float, you can see there's a hole. You can actually put a piece of foam in there, twist it, sit it inside there, and then your hook you can put in it like that, and then cast it out. No problem at all. You cast 100 yards with that, no problem at all. I mean, you can cast it out without it on a calm day, but I just prefer to cast it with it, and then you know it's safe. So yeah, that's the adjustable zig what I'm using. If the water is less than 12 foot or 10 foot say, I will probably use just a normal zig, but I like these adjustable zigs, they work really well. So yeah, alright, catch you in a bit people. Adios amigos. Hello people, update time. Finally I've seen them showing. They're not the big ones, they're the stockies. I've seen that one this morning, which was here. There away. Which was here. What I saw this morning. And then I was just on the phone talking to my missus, and then I've just seen one I'm fishing. Where are we? Let's have a look. About here. That one showed there this morning. I've just seen one show the other side of the bar, so that's one that's shown this side, one that's shown there, and I thought, well, that's splitting the fish up there. There's one this side of the bar, one the other, but in the same area. And then I was just finishing conversation off with the girlfriend, and then bam, there's another one just shown just there. Really quick shows though, honestly, nobody else has seen them. Everyone's looking like mad after that storms what we've had this afternoon. I thought there's got to be something happen, and that one is shown right above my zig rig. I've got my zig rig out there, and I've got them two there. So just see what happens now. But at least I know I'm on fish, which is the most important thing. So I've got a zig out there, and then them two bottom rigs. So, and there's bait out there, so let's see what happens. If nothing's happened by tomorrow, I'm gonna I don't know, we'll see first, see what happens. No good saying I'm gonna do this, gonna do that, because earlier on I was tempted to reel in and recast again, and for some reason just put a bit more bait out. I don't know why, but I'm glad I haven't now, because that's like 3 shows I've seen today at different times in the same area, more or less. So I'm on fish, that's the most important thing. So I feel a lot more positive now. So let's just see what happens. If it's only a small one, a catch, it's only a small one, it's still a carp, isn't it? So yeah. Come on. Right, I shall catch you in a bit, people. Right, people, I'm going to take my zig rig off, because I've had that zig out there for 2 days, more than 2 days, and it's not. I've searched the depths, bottom to top, top to bottom, moved it around a little bit, nothing, no joy at all. So I've switched to a multi-rig, and I'm going to put a white pop-up out, and that's my rig. Some Fox Camo semi-stiff. I've got an overhand loop in one end, which I attached to my quick link. Then I've got another loop tied in the other end with a brake before the knot, which I put a shot on and then put some putty on, and also it gives it a hinge and pushes it away. And then up above I've got a Fox wide gape chod hook, beak point, it's a size 4, and then I've got my loop going through my hook with the rig ring with the white boilie untied on top with some dental floss, and then obviously I can move this up and down to wherever I want it. I tend to have it just past the barb of the hook, and then that will sit down flat, and that will just sit up that much on the bottom, about 2 inches, inch and a half, but yeah, 2 inches. So that's my multi-rig. And then that's the northern, no sorry, that's the signature 15mm pop-up. So there you go, I'm putting that out this afternoon. I'm going to fetch all 3 rods back in. Keep the other 2 rods the same. Put that one back out there. But still no fish. Yet last night I saw 5 shows over my baited area. But there was only small carp. They looked like the stockies. They only looked about £15. And I saw 5 of them. And there's definitely different fish, because one was this side of the bar. I saw one here this side of the bar, then one here that side of the bar, then I seen another one here this side, and then I saw another one over here, and then another one behind that. So all in that area there last night. And that's what made me last night. I decided to put some bait out, and I thought instead of putting the bait out today, I thought if they're visiting the area, because bait's there anyway, I'll get some out, and even if I do spook them, they'll come back because they know bait's there. But I've seen no shows this morning. But I put 20 spoms in, and then that's it. I'll not put any bait in today, and then I'll fish it out tomorrow as well, all day. And then if I hadn't had anything, I might put a bit more in tomorrow night, but that's it. I'm going to fish that out today and all day tomorrow. And one of the other reasons I've done it, whoever it is on the island, they started putting bait out, and they're putting a lot of bait out, and I thought, well, if they're getting that area up there and trying to draw them in, I thought I might as well try and make an area down here, because nobody else seems to be doing anything with bits of bait in the margins. I've been sat here watching everybody on the other side, you know, who's wading out and putting the rigs in tight to the margins and casting in difficult spots, so, you know, so the birds can't get the bait and stuff. But I haven't seen anybody have anything. All I've seen happen is this bird, swans go in and pick the baits up, or eating out the bait what they've put in. So, and I've seen really nothing down this margin to go on, so that's what I'm going to do. All 3's going out there again, one with a pop-up on and the other 2 with wafters on. Alright, I'm going to sign off, people, because I'm going to finish my cup of coffee, give me some energy, and then I'm going to take this zig off of this other rod and get it wrapped up, and then I'll take my other rods in a couple of hours, about 2:30, 3 o'clock or something, where you get them cast out. So we'll catch you in a bit, people. Adios, amigos. Morning, people. It's about 4:30. If you can see, I don't know if you can see it out there, but it's slicking up on my spot again. So there's definitely feeding fish down there again. So I made the right decision by not putting no more bait in and leaving it. I woke up about 2 o'clock in the morning, I think it was, and I could see it slicking up again. So it's either they're feeding on my spot there, or they're feeding on that spot on the island that's causing the sleep. But I think it's coming from my spot. To be honest with you, so just keep fingers crossed. That's what it seems like. Quite a warm morning. It's been a funny night, really. I woke up a few times. At some stages it's been really windy again, and then other stages it's been as flat calm again, so pretty similar weather to the last few days, really, but it seems like it's starting to fine off a little bit now. So, but yeah, it's looking good for a bite. So, right, I'll catch up with you in a bit, people. Adios amigos. Afternoon, people. It's now, if I keep that camera still, it's now, where are we, Wednesday afternoon. Still nothing. Still nothing been out around the lake. I don't think. I haven't seen anybody catch anything. And since I had them smaller caught them stockies and 5 shows the other day, I haven't seen anything. I've had no liners, no nothing. There's just nothing to go on at all. I've just been watching the water constantly. I've checked all the bottom corners, all the edges. I've been watching everybody, and I haven't seen anything at all. I can't even move because there's nowhere to move to because there's nothing showing. So I've got a funny feeling that they're all stuck up that top end, because you've got a lad this side of the bar casting over to the point where they come through, and there's another lad that's sat back. I should imagine he's casting there as well, and I reckon they're trapped up there. I do, because normally by now, if they're down this end, you've seen them, especially when anglers move off. You see them over the bait and coming out where they're feeding, and when they're down this end, they're near enough always start showing themselves over here to like where I am here, and over here and around there, and the bar that way, and nothing. So I mean, I didn't put no bait in yesterday at all. Didn't put any bait in. The only thing that changed yesterday was I put 2 more wafter rigs out, and then I just put my multi-rig out with the pop-up on, the white pop-up. I didn't want to put any brighter colour on because of the birds. So there's not really many more options left for me to do. The only thing I can really do is cast a single out further, but I don't see as it's going to make any difference because I've not seen nothing shown over there. So I might do that. Might put a 4-ounce lead on and bang it out over the other side of the bar in that area just for the night. I don't know, I might do, I might not do. See first. Either way, there's definitely 2 rods stopping on the spot that I'm on. I fished that area last week and I've been on it again this week, and I don't know, it's strange. I just don't think they're down here at the minute. So, like I say, but the conundrum is, do you put more bait in or not? I mean, some of the bait's bound to have got buried in the silt, and some of it's probably blown away, and I'm sure that when them stockies were over me the other day that they'll have had some of that. I'm sure of it, because I did actually get a couple of liners that day. So but I think what I might do, I will put some more bait out tonight, but I've not put as much out. I'm not going to put another 20 spoms out. Should just probably put about another 10 out, just to freshen up the area, just in case they do turn up. And then that way 10 spoms that are put in is not really going to damage my fishing. I'm not going to put too much bait in. It's either that or I leave it tonight and then put more bait in tomorrow. I don't know, I'll see first. It's going to be one of them 2 things anyway. I'm just waiting and waiting and leaving the rods in a bit longer today, just to see if anything happens. Just hanging on and hanging on. So, one thing, people, I forgot to tell you, I got my new rod. Fetched another one from Walker's Trowel, £154, another 3.5 SU, but it's a matte finish and not gloss finish, but you can't tell the difference between them. Because my old 2 rods are the gloss finish, because that other one got nicked, didn't it? And then my reels I've replaced, I've bought some Akumas, and the Akumas are absolutely brilliant. I'll give you a quick look. Akuma 8K Customs, there they are, and the line lay on them is unbelievable, and they cast like a dream. Really good winding power, and they sit lovely on the rods. And I love the long handles, wooden handles. Absolutely brilliant, far superior to my crosscasts, the Daiwas. I think that they're really good reels. I'm tempted to buy another 2 and use them as my spot and marker, because I mean these ones I've got here, these Shimano's, I mean they're alright up to about 100 yards, 120 yards, but you know they're only 7,000s. I mean, don't get me wrong, you can get out 100 yards with them with a really heavy loaded spod, but once you start going over that, I don't know, winding them in is a nightmare, because you just ain't got the winding power, whereas they've got a decent bit of winding power on them. So I'm either going to get another 2 of those, or I'm going to buy 2 of the Akuma black spod reels. And plus they've got waterproof sealed drag on them, these have, which is what I like about them. So we shall see, and if I do, these 2 here, one's going to become my floater reel and the other one my stalking reel, because they're ideal for that really. But I think that's what I'm going to do, I'm going to swap them over and get either 2 of them or 2 of the Akuma spod reels. So I might just get 2 of them actually, so that they all match completely. We shall see, it's just money, that's all. Right, and get a cup of coffee, watch the water a bit more, and try and make my mind up on what I'm going to do for this evening. So I'll catch you in a bit, people. In a bit, adios amigos. Morning, people. Vlog time. Now last night everything was completely different. I saw that many carp, I lost count. A whole area out in front of me, there was just carp everywhere. The tails were just the tips of the tails. I must have counted 12, 13, 14 carp, some big uns and all, out. What, a rod length, 2 rod lengths in front of my rods, and I was watching them for hours. It was just up and down, and then some of them pushed out towards where I'm fishing out there, my other rods, and then down to the right here, down this side in the bay, I'd seen a couple of smaller fish, and then this lad came in with his missus, and I said to him, there's a few smaller ones down in the bay. He went round there and he was going to fish in there, and he said he'd seen a couple, one of them quite a biggish one, a bigger one, and I was just watching down there, and all of a sudden there was just carp everywhere. And then right down the right hand side towards the other peg, Catfish Bay, I seen a big one, 30 pounder easy, just bosh out at the side of the bush down there, followed by a couple of other carp, and it was definitely in its 30s. Could have even been a 40, it was massive. So what I've done is I've took one of my rods out from that spot out there, and I put a chod on, and then what I've done is I found a gap down here on the right, Don't know if the camera will pick it up. Let's have a look. Might do. What I've done is I've come all the way down and into here, and there's a gap. And what I've done is I've waded out into the water underneath this tree, and then I've knelt down in the water up to my waist in my waders, put the rod butt under the water and managed to cast the chod out. Not as far as I wanted to, but I've got it probably halfway down here, about a rod length out, and then I've just put a handful of boilies around it. I've just put a white pop-up out there, and I just half expected it to go last night, but it hasn't, so I'm hoping it goes this morning. If it doesn't, then what I'm going to do is later on this afternoon I'm going to wade back out there and try and get a little bit further round and down so that I can get my rig a little bit closer to where the other peg is. Not too far in, just in case somebody goes in there today. But if nobody goes in there, I mean, I'm fishing till tomorrow, so I'll try and get the rig a little bit further down. As long as I'm still within my half of where I'm fishing, I'm not going into somebody else's water. But that's the plan. So I'm going to keep them two out there, I think. Or what I might do is I might keep one out there, bring one in, put that on a zig to my left hand side, keep that one down there to the right, and then see how that pans out, and then that way I've got every option covered. I'll not do that though till after about time's gone. So up till lunchtime, and then that'll get that sorted out for this afternoon. Right, I'm going, people. So that's the plan of action. I did put some more spom out last night over that area out there. Put about another 12 spoms of bait out. So there's still nothing that's been out around the lake. Right, I'm going, people. Catch you in a bit. Adios. Vlog time, people. It's later on Thursday morning. It's about 10:30, 11 o'clock, and it's red hot already. So what I've done is I've left that right rod on the baited area out there. This left hand rod I've brought in, I've put the zig back on, and I've put it out there about 10 foot of water, and I've got it a foot under the surface, because yesterday the carp were just open down here. Couldn't believe it last night, it was unbelievable. So I've got everything covered. I've got that one out there on my baited spot still, which I haven't reeled in. I've left it out there, so leave it out there till this afternoon, cast it back out, and I'll put a little bit more bait over the top of it, not too much, just in case they turn up. I'm going to mess about with this zig through the day, and then I'll show you where I've got the other rod. The other rod is down here, tucked away in here, in the reeds, and it's going out. Before I stood in the water there to cast and knelt down, but I ended up too far out here. So what I've done is I've walked down the side of the reeds to about here, and then I've flicked it out, and I've ended up in that little bay there, and I'm about 2 foot off the edge, and I'm in about 3.5 foot of water, 4 foot of water, and it went down perfect. So all I've done is put a handful of baits around it, and that's it. And then I shall leave that and see how that think it pans out. What I'll probably do is recast that again tomorrow, but I'm going to leave it there for today. So the only rod that's going to get recast out today really is that right hand rod there over that baited area. I mean, I've got an adjustable zig on, so in that area there I can move it up and down anyway, but that's where they were yesterday, so let's just hope they do the same thing today. But that big one that I saw last night, that come right out. There was another two with it as well. Proper showed itself right down where the first bush is from Catfish Corner. In between that one and the second bush, it just comes straight out. It was a good 30 odd pound that was. It looked about 38 pound that did to me. And it was a mirror as well. It weren't a common, it was a mirror. But there was just fish up and down here yesterday. There was just loads of them. It's the most I've ever seen actually. So I've got today left and tomorrow morning. Tomorrow day. So I'm still in with a chance. I think basically I've done the best thing for now. So all I can do now is just sit and see what happens and keep my eyes out. So hopefully I can still get fish for you people. There was a few more on last night, but they've gone now, and there's another lad come over the other side. There's another lad still up there, up on the opposite side where the bar is, and then there's another lad on the island still, the bloke next door, but one from me is gone. And there's about 3 or 4 at the top end I think. So I should imagine there'll be more come tonight and tomorrow, but I've got my rods and I'm situated where I want to be anyway. For now, so have a cup of coffee and just chill out. So adios amigos. Vlog time people, got one, another common. It's lively there. Just going to weigh it with the sling first. On it. Oh, a bloody battery. Right, there's it. £23.1 with the sling. So I would say it's about £20, something like that. It's £23.1 with the sling. I tell you now, it's well lively. Well lively. These bloody clips are a nightmare to get done in this new swing. Get a chance to settle down anyway. There's one. Say it is very, very lively. That sorted it out. Alright, we switch me the camera on people. He's definitely a lively one, this one. He's going to kick off big time, and there he is. Right, let me just get this sorted out. Give him a chance to settle anyway. Bloody Wi-Fi signal's terrible here. Right, that's it. Let's get a chance to settle down anyway. Oh, this bloody Wi-Fi signal. Come on. Right, that's it. We're alright now. Got remote control. Now, it is kicking off big time. So, let's get a bit more water on it. I'll see if I can hoist him up. I don't know what he's going to be like. We shall see. Hold on a minute. He's going to go mental, this one is. More water. See if what he's like now. Oh. Settling down a little bit now. Yes, he's in fairly good condition. He's got a few spawning scars. Yes. I'll turn him round this way. Seems a bit more settled that way. He does. We're caught on a white pop-up on a chod rig. Alright. Come on, fella. That's it. That's it, be a good lad. Get one more of him. I'm getting back. It's too lively. Come on, fella. That's it. That's better. Calm down now. Lovely job. Right, there's that. It's got a little bit of mouth damage, so I'll put some. So we'll put some of this on. It looks like he's been up before just there. I'll sort him out a little bit. It's got a lovely red running through his fins. One last look at the other side again, and then we'll get you back. Oh. There we go. That's it. Good lad. Oh. No, I'm getting him back. It's too lively. Fuck's sake, Right. This will be gone like a shot myself. There we go. Here. Hey, go on. Yes. That's it, he's gone. A bit slow going there. To say he was kicking off like that. Yes, come on. Right. Vlog time, people. Lovely. Nice comment. Absolutely tore off. Nearly took my bloody rod in. I've slackened the clutch off a bit more. Not had the clutches tight this time. It was fairly slack last time, but gave me a good hard battle to start off with, but kept the rod tip down under the water and just gradually got it back, and then got it back this way, come to net it, and it gave me a little bit of a run around then, but yeah, got it in the net. But it was right feisty sod, as you could see on the video. I've took the net off and it comes out at £17, 10 ounces. Looked bigger than that to me. I would have swore it was a 20. It was a bit nice big fish, common with a red tail. Red running through its tail and red running under its fins. But it's been caught before on that side of its mouth because it got a little bit of mouth damage here. But I've treated it anyway, as you saw. So yeah, that was from down that side. Just off of the bank with a white 15mm signature pop-up. So yeah, buzzing, absolutely buzzing. So I've just put another one back out down there, but I've put a stiff hinge rig on instead of the chod rig. I just didn't like the way that when I fetched the fish in, the hook had like gone through its mouth, and it was starting to pull the light leader through, and it had gone through and then caught in the net. So I ended up having to cut the hook like that, and then cut the leader and pull it through. If you get what I mean, where the hook hole was, but I've treated it anyway. So I don't know, it's just put me off for using the chod, that has. I've never had that happen before, never. So I've switched to the stiff hinge rig. What did I use for my boom? Just some chod section, some corded chod section. Cause I tried using that fox stiff in the camo. When I come to do my loops in it for me boom, it just kept snapping. I thought to myself, this ain't very good. I did a double overhand loop on either end, and it just snapped. So I thought I'll just try a single overhand loop with it being really stiff material, and I pulled it tight, and that was it. It just snapped again. So I thought, sod that. So that's why I switched to the chod filament off cord, and then just steamed it, and then dropped my chod on there. So 2 overhand loops. So I've got plenty of movement in it, and it went down all right as well. And then I just put a few baits around it again. But where I was playing that fish, there's a bit of a bush that's come out. Now before, casting was hard enough as it was. I was sort of like having to go under the tree and sort of like pull some line out and then like flick it across without catching the trees. But there's a bush sticking out, so where last time I got in really tight, I can't get as tight in this time because there's a bush sticking out. so I've gone out a little bit deeper. So last time I was in about 4 foot of water. This time I'm probably in about 6 foot, 8, about 6 foot, 7 foot of water. So, but at the end of the day, they'll still find that. The baits that's around it have been glugged and glugged and glugged. So, but yeah, buzzing. So what I'm going to do now is leave that out there till it goes. If it goes again, and I think it will do, to be honest with you. The amount of fish I've seen down here, and the wind is hacking straight into there. And then what I'm going to do is, after I've had this cup of coffee, I'm going to put some more bait out on that right hand rod that's out there, and that's coming off that gravel. And then I'm going to alter the depth on this sig that I've got on the left hand side. So I just stick at that, so it just shows you don't sit back on your arse, just keep trying, and trying, never give up. You can sit there sometimes behind motionless rods, and sometimes it is the best thing to do, but if you've been doing a session and all of a sudden you can see the fish showing up on you and you're not getting no bites, then something's not right, so you've got to change it. And that's what I did, gone through the changes and it's paid off. So there you go. Oh, excuse me people, there's shit pants. And he followed through then. But yeah, that's what you've got to do, stick with it, you know. And I only used the lightest of leads, I only had a 1 ounce lead on, so didn't disturb the fish popping it out there. People always say use a really heavy lead on the chod. I don't think so. I just use the lightest I can get away with, and it seems to work for me. Everybody's different, I suppose. I suppose it all depends on the situation. So yeah, buzzing. Come on people. That's 3 I've had now. I've lost 1. So I'm well pleased. But there's still a chance of another, yeah. Another one would be nice, a bigger one. Got that big one what I saw yesterday. Be nice to get that. Really nice. I don't know what the battle would be like down this side here, but it's not that bad down this side. It's mainly just like reed stems. I don't think there's any like really snaggy bits. Right, I'm going to finish my cup of coffee, people, because I need to charge batteries on both cameras so they're ready again for tonight, tomorrow day. Alright people, catch you in a bit, hopefully with another juicy comment. Hey, come on. Whole people, vlog time. Still got fish down there on this right. I thought earlier on I got snagged up with a bloody swan. The swan got on my right hand rod and it took the line right the way over to the other side. I thought it was going to end up spooling me. I just couldn't get it in, it was too strong. But in the end, luckily enough, it's just snapped, it looks like, above the rig. Because it's still got like a leader and everything on. The swan's got nothing left on it, so that's really good. Plus the lead fish drop off stars, so something does pick it up. That rig that's left down there, it'll drop the lead anyway and be able to get rid of it. So I've put a fresh leader on, fluorocarbon leader, and cast it back out there onto that spot, and I put a few more spoms out there as well. My other rod, my left hand rod, I've basically been moving that up and down in the water, just out there about 2 rod lengths out. I'm in about 10 foot of water, I think, round about there. But what I've done is I've recast this right hand rod because I weren't satisfied with it. It just weren't in close enough. Like I say earlier on, that bush is in my way now, but I've waded across a bit further. But when I did go across a bit further, I spooked 2 fish, 2 big ones and all. I've seen them going out, but they've drifted back in now. There's a few bigger ones up there. Looks like there's 4 of them up there, and there's a couple of smaller ones down here, more towards me. But there was some over there earlier on. I think it might have been some of these from this down here on the right pushed over there. It seemed to me that they were sitting on the back of the wind. It was on the back of the wind while I've been here. But yeah, I'm pleased with how it's going anyway. So I've learnt a few more things. So alright, I'm gonna make myself a cup of coffee and get settled down. It's about, I think it's about 8:30, something like that. So fingers crossed that I get another one. I've slackened my clutch off a little bit more. Nearly took my rod in last time. The trouble is I don't want it too tight anyway. As soon as you put a tight line down anywhere like that, the first thing that they do is pull straight into it. Whereas if you have a slack line, they go out into the middle of the lake normally. So we'll see how that pans out, people. Right, I'll see you in a bit. Adios, amigos. Vlog time, people. It's now Friday morning. It's about, I think it's about 9:45. Getting on for 10 o'clock. Nothing's happened. So since that swan yesterday, got caught up in my line and went flying across there, it's just messed it up. There was a couple that was still in there last night, but none of the big ones. Them big ones that were there just disappeared. And then they've been showing down the middle. The odd one's been showing down the middle this morning. My zig, I've been moving my zig a few times and gone up and down in the depths, but that zig's not doing anything, so we'll still keep at it there. I'll put a few more spods over my baited area out there, just to keep that spot topped up, and then I'm going to fetch this right hand rod in and I'm going to get it in tighter. It needs to be tighter, I think. Let's see if I can trip one up before I go. So yeah, but I've had a really good time. Just been and spoke to Mark Hunter next door but one. I'm just saying his videos are really, really good videos. Absolutely brilliant videos. Mine ain't a scratch on what he does. He works really hard at his and puts a lot of time into them, so fair play to him. So if anybody hasn't seen his videos, they want to go and watch Mark Hunter on YouTube, and he has an Instagram page as well. Nice bloke, videos are really good as well. So, but anyway, I'm gonna get these rods sorted out, I think. Can't see anything about, there's nothing much happening, so I might as well do it now. Just had a little waiting, so I'll catch you in a bit, my lovely people. Adios. Well, people, time's getting on. It's about 2:30, 2:45 on Friday afternoon, just making a coffee. They started slicking up out there on my baited area. Been slicking up like mad for the last couple of hours. I don't know if the camera will pick it up. I don't think it will. No, I don't think this camera will pick it up, but slicking up right from, you know, just in a line where my bait's gone in. So just shows you that bait's, I've been putting bait in there like that, and then bait's been going last week as well on that spot, just to see what comes of it. And it's took all this time really for anything to really happen on that spot. I had them liners and that, and then I had them stockies show over there earlier on in the week, but So it just makes you realise sometimes, you know, sometimes you sat in a peg fishing and it's a long time sometimes before the visiting them baited areas. So I think it pays you to, especially when it's fishing like this, try and do something else with one of your other rods, or even two of your rods. I mean, I think the approach I've had this time worked out better. I think I would have added another one. Definitely, I would have said, without a shadow of a doubt, if that swan had to spook the swim. As soon as that swan spooked the swim, them big uns and that was all gone. There was a couple up there, but the rest of them had all sodded off, and there was all sat over there then, over the other side. But there's been some milling about today down in the middle again, and like I say, I've had slicking up over my spot quite a lot in the last hour and a half, 2 hours. So, but I'm going to, what's the name, I recast that right hand rod and I got it really in, really tight, just in case there is anything down that edge still. I don't think there is now though. I keep looking and I haven't seen anything. So, but I'm going to give it a couple of hours longer, just to see if that baited spot out there does turn anything up, with it slicking up like it is. And then I shall get packed up. I'll probably leave here about 5:30. Now, probably about 6:15, sorry. So I'm going to get packed up and then I'm going to go for a little bit of a walk around with the camera, take some photos I think. So I'll give you another quick update in a bit anyway. So it's really good to be back on the bank, people. I love it. I could just stop here forever. Makes you realise how, oh God, I've missed it so much, it's been driving me crazy. Makes you realise how much of an important part of your life it is. You know, and it makes you realise how much you need it to do it as well. When you don't do it, it makes you feel pissed off and fed up. You know, and things go wrong at home with work and this, that and the other, and it just makes you realise that doing this sorts you out, and makes you feel happy again, keep you on an even keel, puts everything else into perspective. It does. It's another good thing with fishing, any type of fishing. But anyway, enough of the philosophy lesson. I'm going to have my cup of coffee. So I'll catch you in a bit, people. Adios. Right, people, I've packed up just about now. I've got one rod in the water still down there, tucked away, but all my others are packed up. I've just got to drop the bivvy down and then just chuck these few bits in the van. So it's about 5 o'clock I think. So yeah, well, I hope you've enjoyed the video anyway. Thanks everybody for watching, and don't forget to like and subscribe. So till next time, people, adios amigos, tight lines and happy angling.